Hi. Hi, everyone. Okay, so we're going to be doing, well, I'm going to be doing, if y'all have seen the movie, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie The Nun, click off right now because I'm going to spoil everything. Everything's getting ready to be spoiled. So I'm going to wait till a few more people get on here so they know that there's spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I'm going to type it in. Spoiler alert. If y'all haven't seen the movie The Nun, then don't listen, okay? It does say review. Hey, how you doing? Okay, if you don't care, good. So I went to see The Nun. I took Sasha, and Sasha was in there. Spoiler alert, yes. So The Nun had a lot of hidden meaning and everything to do with what I've been talking about lately. Everything to do with it. If y'all have seen it, then y'all will understand what I'm talking about as I go through and break it down. First of all, my review on it is it was a clever way to explain exactly what I've been trying to tell you guys for the last 3 or 4 videos, except no one really probably understood it because they didn't know symbolism. Okay. So let's break it down. The Nun, first of all, in the beginning, let's just look at the Nun. Anyway, okay, you see how the Nun is spelled with a backwards N, and then she's half dark and half light, half dark. Okay. So the Nun had some scary jump scares, if you like that type of stuff. It was dark most of the time. It was in an old ancient convent. And it was pretty good for special effects. So it was a good movie. But let's get down to the symbolic meaning. So it starts off with the Catholic Church. And it keeps flipping back to a scene where a nun hung herself from a noose and committed suicide at this ancient convent in Romania. I was trying to take notes in the darkness, and my handwriting looks like really bad. But I wrote down most of the key things. Okay, so the Vatican and the Catholic Church met and said we need to send somebody out to that convent because, this convent is not a normal convent. This is, paranormal stuff happens here. And we need to get this under control. So they went to the convent. And this was like a freaky, scary convent. It was like all these witchcraft symbols everywhere. There was inverted crosses. And this was like the real thing that the Catholic Church is based on. What they give you in the real world is like a cover up, in a little rated G version. This, like, it's based in magic and all this kind of stuff. So the convent had like the Ouroboros symbol on it with 2 snakes instead of 1. It had this dark nun that wore like all black veils and sounded real creepy and scary, sat on a black throne with the double Ouroboros on it, the snakes eating each other. It looked like you were in like some type of scary haunted house or something, but it was still a part of the Catholic Church. And this is the part they wanted to keep under control. So in this convent, where the nun had committed suicide, the blood would not dry up from the stairs. And they put her in a freezer, and her dead body in the freezer, and the dead body was like sitting up, but they left it laying down. So it was still alive. And there was just a lot of jump scares, but let's get down to the main focus. There was this young nun who had visions, and she kept having a vision of a statue of Mary and the baby Jesus, and a voice saying, "Mary points the way, Mary points the way." And so she had a really open mind, she was like teaching kids that there were dinosaurs, even the Bible, though the Bible doesn't say that there was. And she said, you got to read between the lines. Not everything in here is 100%, literal. Sometimes you have to use your imagination, blah, blah, blah. So she was training to be a nun. And they knew about her and they said, well, send that lady because she has an open mind. She knows the truth, right? Even though, So they sent her and this other priest, and they get there, and of course they saw all the crazy stuff that I just talked about, the nun and the Ouroboros and the blood on the stairs and all that. So point of the story was, here's what I got out of it. I'm just going to sum it up in what I saw. The nun was Lilith. Mad, she was upset. The nun was the spirit of Lilith that was pissed. And the portal was actually the black hole that creates the mirror dimension. Because when the young girl nun, Irene, that was the main character, when she got there, she had to look in this mirror. And the nun, the scary nun, Valak, came out of the mirror. Okay. And the only thing that could seal the mirror was the blood of Jesus. Okay. So they had a vial of the blood of Jesus locked up somewhere. And the nun that killed herself had the key to where the blood was locked up at. So the young nun, Irene, the main character, she kept seeing that vision of the statue of Mary saying, Mary points the way. And then she saw it in the tunnel, and Mary's finger on the statue was pointing to a keyhole that was hidden in a wall. And she used that key to open it, and she found like this bulb with a cross in it filled with Jesus's blood. Okay. So, but listen though, this is the funny part. So the girl gets the blood, and it's like on a necklace. So she hangs around her neck. And she's walking around, and like all these nuns and ghosts and stuff are like coming at them, and everybody's getting scared. So they finally get to the portal, and the only way to close the portal is to pour some of that blood on it to seal it, right? Or it has to get in there. So Lilith, or AKA the scary nun, she kept like coming at everybody, and then she was drowning the Irene chick in the water. She was like, and so Irene held up the bulb like to give her the blood. The scary nun so she gave the scary nun the blood, and then the nun was like happy to get it, right? She was like, then Irene sat up, and the nun noticed there was no blood in the bowl, so she got mad, and so Irene like spit it in her face, the nun. And the rest of the blood spilled out in the water, and it sucked everything back into the portal and sucked the nun in the portal. And then I think Irene got possessed by that nun. Yeah, Irene got possessed by the nun. And how did the priest had to like exorcise it? Like, the priest had to exorcise that out of there, and it sucked her down it sucked the spirit down into the portal, and that was all of Jesus's blood that they had left. So all the blood was gone. Okay, so now that the spirit is gone, the blood is gone. It got into this other guy. What's his name? Frenchie. His name was Maurice. The blood got into Maurice, and he had like an inverted cross on the back of his neck that had formed. But I looked up the meaning of Maurice, and Maurice means Moor, the dark one. Maurice his nickname was Frenchie. So French Moors. Okay. So they left because no one knew that they were really possessed. So years later, they're trying to get the demons out of Frenchie or whatever on film, and then it ends up being that chick from The Conjuring. But Lilith was that nun, and Lilith tricked them all. No one saw No one noticed the trick of the movie. Everyone just thought, the good side won and the bad side lost, but that wasn't it. The trick of the movie was to get that blood, to seal the portal. That's what the nun wanted. The nun wanted the portal sealed. The nun was Lilith. And to seal the portal, to use all of that blood that they had, that close to the portal, would guarantee for them to never be able to reopen it. You have to, because they can never reopen it once they seal it with all the blood that they had left. So they wanted them to use up all their science or genetic stuff so that it was no longer effective. It was all gone. It all spilled in the water and it was all sucked back in. Okay. So yes, she tricked them all, but because I'm sure there's going to be more movie, but basically she wanted all that blood to seal it so that they cannot access it anymore. So that's what it was. And there were so many symbols of Saturn, and right in the middle of the movie, oh, bye, Melissa. You must have a hot date tonight. Okay, have a good day. And right in the middle of the movie projector stops. The whole movie theater starts getting scared because the movie projector stops and the film is still going, but it's the mirror that's not projecting it onto the big screen. What?
I was supposed to say.
Okay, go ahead.
So it just stopped, and it works by a mirror.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, remember, Mom? You're just making everyone scared.
I was making puppets on the thing, and they were getting scared. One dude left. He was like, "Oh no, I'm not going. I'm not staying in here. This is freaky. This is crazy." And he left out. It was hilarious. So we had to get back. Like someone had to go tell the people that the movie stopped right in the middle. Everybody was scared and running out. But I stayed. So it was hilarious. But the whole point of the movie was that the nun got what she wanted.
There's no bad guy. There's no good guy. It's just scary.
And the whole point was the mirror universe could no longer be controlled by the Catholic Church, the powers that be, the nothing.
And every universe lives that way.
Yep. And Valak still got out through Frenchie. Okay. Through Maurice. Through the Moor. Through the darkness. So that was it.
Through the darkness. What does that shirt remind you of?
Bumblebees.
No, not to me. It reminds me of the darkness and then the plasma.
The plasma. So, so if you remember Annabelle and The Conjuring, those were like the movies that would come afterward. So Annie.
Annie, are you okay?
You got to decode these names. You've seen The Nun? Okay. So if you saw The Nun, if you know about the mirror dimension, you'll see exactly that was her plan for exactly to do what they did. Okay. Could they use the people in the Templars that were protecting to the portal? I don't think so. It had to be that DNA. If you watch it for entertainment value only, you're not going to see this. You got to be watching it from the eyes of someone that breaks stuff down like this. Yeah. Like I was in there taking extreme notes. Let me see, because there's so much more detail, but I didn't want to really tell the whole movie. There's so much symbolism in it. Like in every scene, there's symbolism. especially, and it's more the symbolism is very cosmic as to what goes on in the cosmic, especially after death and during life, because everything is both at the same time. The symbolism is so extreme in that movie. And then even if you look at the Nun lettering, it's the mirror effect. See? And there's a mirror right in there, right? And the nun came out of the mirror. Okay? Okay. That was my review. Mirror dimension. Nun tricked them all. Bad was good and good was bad in the movie. Okay. Oh, you saw Velvet eat that lizard? I put that on my Snapchat. Velvet, the lizard didn't even barely make it past the first tile of the house. I opened the front door, it crawled in, and Velvet got it right when it walked in. But I was, you know how when you see weird animals and stuff, it was like a pale looking lizard. You look up the meaning for it. Yes.
You need to tell them about it.
You want me to tell them about it?
Yes.
Okay, let me play it for y'all first. I didn't get to film it until she already ate some of it, and the tail was just left wiggling. You want to see it? Okay. Its tail is still alive, wiggling. She even ate the lizard. It snuck in the house, and she ate the lizard. And look, its tail. It dropped its tail, and it's still alive. It's like a homunculus.
It's alive.
Get it, Velveeta. Velveeta. That's just nasty. She done ate the lizard. Lizard got in the house, and she ate it.
I'm not ready.
She's like, call me dragon eater. Dragon eater. So we were having fun on Snapchat, and she actually ate the lizard part, or I guess it was a gecko, whatever you can call it. And then the tail fell off, and then she went back for the tail.
That's like,
Isn't that cool?
Now it's time for the record.
She was dead and alive at the same time. So she ate it. So she wanted me to show you that. But you know what the lizard represents? Y'all gonna be, and this is right after we saw the nun. Y'all want to hear what the lizard represents? Y'all gonna freak out. Where did I save that at? Oh, pictures. The lizard represents. Oh, y'all, and remember when I drew the nun? Like, when was that? Last year? Look, I drew the nun last year. Isn't that crazy? Like, something was compelling me to draw this. Remember that? The one you burned? Yeah. Sasha burned it.
It's like, I was like, heck nah.
All right, so the lizard means. It says, facing your fears and moving between realities and other worlds. So facing your fears and moving between realities and other worlds. It also represents, what does it also represent? Yes, Sasha?
When I see myself through a universe and then another universe, it looks weird. As if my eyes are too close together.
It says you have the power to regenerate anything you feel you have lost. It also means taking time out and start imagining the new reality for yourself. And that's crazy, right? Okay. So that was weird. You can, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I drew that last year with my kids' map pencils. Like they had gotten some stuff for Christmas and they had left it on the couch and I was bored. So I just I picked up their little pencils and stuff and started drawing, and that's what I started drawing.
Isn't my mother a good artist?
Thank you, Sasha. Am I a good artist? And this is all matte pencil, and I think Sharpie. I use Sharpie for her habit. And you guys, the nuns in that convent, they wore masks and they looked like the dark hooded figures on Planet X. Just saying. Then I watched Alien Covenant because someone asked me to watch that. Same stuff, but just told it in a different way.
Mama.
Uh-huh.
I love you.
I love you too.
Remember Planet of the Apes?
Mm-hmm.
It had symbolism in it too.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. You bought my book? You got you're getting what you want from following my book? Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you, Benny. Okay. I need to create some more art. I should, right? I have to be inspired. I have to feel it. I don't just draw to draw. I have to be inspired. I don't know. I have to get a feeling. It's weird. Like I can only make artwork when I'm feeling like inspired. None scare you more. Very angry. Yeah, that was. She was angry because of her the bad rep that was given. Because she represents Lilith, and that she was mad because of or Maria or Mary or the female aspect of religion or the goddess. You know what I mean? The goddess is pissed because she was X'd out of religion, women in general. And the only people that could control her were the women, the nun, like by the prayers or their manifestations. Only the manifestations of those nuns could control her. Right? So it was also pointing to the power that women have at controlling a lot of stuff to do with women's issues. So it was really like it was very deep. Yep, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. True. Thank you. The manifesting kept her a prisoner. They were trying to control. It was women that was basically trying to control. You know how women always have to be poised, controlled, pretty, proper. But that was the other side that was suppressed. That's why I was in a mirror. And under, like the subconscious mind, it was the suppressed anger and silence of women. And the Irene chick, she was not afraid to speak her mind. That's why they sent her, because they were more alike than they were different. And she would know how to appease her. But see, she tried to trick the Lilith nun, and the Lilith nun is the subconscious mind. So she knows all. She already knew that she was going to trick her. So she already planned her trick to include that trick, because what she really wanted was for that to be sealed forever, and she was going to get out anyway. She's already out, but she didn't want anyone else accessing that ever again. And another metaphor for the subconscious mind, or all the knowing more than you know consciously, is called the night. Okay, so the night of the mind, the subconscious part of the mind. Okay, so you watched The Conjuring? That's a good movie too. Annabelle, that's good too. You said Velvet was more than just my cat. Yep. Yeah, she got that lizard quick. Are the jinn bad? Here's my thing. Most stuff that you think is bad is not really bad. It's actually good. That's what I've been finding out a lot lately. Most things that you are told are bad are actually good, and things that you are told good, some of them are actually bad, or both. Now, when you're both, here's my thing. And I was explaining this in the comments on my last video. When you're good and bad, in the mirror dimension, so say this is you in this dimension, okay? You're the left hand. In the mirror dimension, you'd be the right hand, right? It'd be two separate hands. But if you were both, you would be the same on each side of the dimension. You'd be the same on the left hand side of the dimension, and you'd be the same on the right hand side of the dimension. You wouldn't be good over here and bad over there, you know. So the mirror dimension only lets those through. The mirror dimension only can be controlled and created by those who are both, because they have the advantage on both sides. You know what I mean? They become the person over the chessboard that controls both sides. Instead of being good or bad, they're both, so they can control both sides, okay, on the mirror. So a lot of people ask me, why did Michael Jackson do this? Why did Michael Jackson do that? Let me ask you a question. If you reached the mirror dimension and you could create, if you reached the mirror dimension, you would be the exact opposite. So in the mirror dimension, if I look like this, if I'm feminine and I'm a girl and my skin is this color, on the mirror dimension, I would be the opposite. I would be a different color. I'd be a different gender. I'd be, everything different. I'd be the exact opposite of what I am. MJ knew this. That's why he did what he did. If he was a masculine or feminine at the same time, and this is in the Gospels of Thomas, when the right becomes like the left, and the man becomes like the woman, and the right foot is like the left foot, then you can enter into the kingdom. So when you're merged totally, then on both sides, you are exactly the same. He was a black-white person. So over there, he would be a white-black person, the same, right? He was feminine and masculine. So over there, he'd be masculine and feminine, the same. Okay, that's why a lot of Prince, same thing. Okay. So remember his song, Don't Matter If You Black or White? Remember the song, I'm Bad? I'm bad. He was bad and good, y'all. He was terrible. But he seemed so good, you wouldn't even understand how bad he was. Like, he's bad. He made the word bad mean good. Okay. You remember the song Bad? It was a slang word and it meant good. Oh, you got a bad chick. That means your chick is nice and she's good. So when you make a bad word mean something good, that's what he was doing. He did it on this side too. So anyway, I'm done talking about the nun kind. I might reference it back and forth because of the mirror dimension that was in it. And so if you fake your death over here and half the people think you're dead, half the people think you're alive, then what are you in the other dimension? Alive. So now that you're on both sides at the same time, you can control some stuff, can't you? You can influence a lot. And this is not just MJ. This is many other people that know about this stuff. Not just him, but many other people. Okay, I'm just using him as an example so that everyone can reference. Okay, so if you're good and bad at the same time, because he bought the Beatles catalog right after Paul McCartney said he was going to buy it. So he owned the music of the Beatles. Every time the Beatles performed, every time Paul McCartney performed, he had to pay Michael Jackson to sing his own song. That's dirty. You got to pay Michael Jackson every time you want to sing any Beatles song. And you are in the Beatles and you are Paul McCartney. That probably was the worst thing ever for all those years from the 80s. Every time a Beatles song played, MJ got paid. Not the Beatles. MJ. Okay. Eminem. I told you he owned Eminem's catalog for 9 years. He owned a lot of people's stuff. He bought the Beatles catalog for $47 million, and then it was worth $2 billion. It was worth $2 billion. And check this out, what he did. Now this is how you work that mirror dimension. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how to work the mirror dimension. He was so smart. He was a genius. Okay. Oh my writing's a little bad. Okay, so you buy. Yeah, I'm sorry. So you buy the Beatles catalog, right? He sold half to Sony and kept the other half for himself. So he split it in half. So just think about this. He split it in half. I'm explaining something. So he split it in half. That way he has some and he doesn't have some.
Oh
yeah. Okay, so in the mirror dimension, whatever he sold, he kept. Okay. And in the other mirror, in the mirror to that dimension, whatever he kept, he sold. Okay. And then when it comes down to here, when he sells, then he buys the other half back in this dimension. And then down here, he fake dies so nobody else can sell it or buy it. And the sad part is he wrote a will that left Paul McCartney the catalog, but the estate had taken over it by then, so he still couldn't get it back. Oops. Because now, after you fake your death, no one knows if you're alive or dead. No one can contest. It's owned by the because of the family and all that stuff. So after you fake your death, especially if you're not really dead, you can't do anything with that will. And then if you fake your death, on this side you're alive, and on this side you're alive. So the benefits of being the perfect merge within yourself, good and bad, and all the other physical features, gives you more access and more control in the mirror dimension to create as a creator, as a true creator, as a creator of their own universe and pulling all the puppet strings. Okay. So, yes, MJ is dead as a doornail, but as long as a lot of people believe that he's not, then on the mirror dimension, he's alive. You see how that works? Because there's too many speculations around him being alive. So on the mirror dimension, he's live. And over here, he's alive. So it's both. Mm-hmm. Prince is too, y'all. They did the same thing, basically. So now to create life you want, the alternative dimension. Yes, to create the life you want, once you get to the mirror dimension, if you can. You can't really get there anymore unless you understand it, how it works. And if you're able to get there on your own by your knowledge and your frequency. Okay. So if you're able to access that, then you can basically create what you want. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Whatever y'all believe is fine. That's how the mirror dimension works. You can't believe everything, and you if you don't believe it, that's great, because you're helping the mirror dimension exist. So we need y'all. The non-believers and the believers have to both exist in order for the mirror dimension to work. That's the beauty of it. That's the genius of it. There's always going to be those who don't believe, and that's what keeps it open and for us to have access on both sides. Okay. So whatever. Thank you. Thank you for whatever you believe. Thank you, because it's good keeping it alive. Everything is mirrored. Yeah. Balance, the perfect balance. Yes. hmm And do y'all remember on the movie The Nun, how when they first showed Irene like going up to the convent, she had the red and the blue hat on, the blue coat and the red hat that represents balance of the masculine and feminine. And the lady at the bar in The Nun, when Frenchie was at the bar, the lady had the same thing on. She had red and blue, and it was the balance. And every time you see the balance, they're with the man. Like the woman is with the man. The woman is with the man. That's the electric charge, masculine and feminine, as far as, what we were talking about in my last videos. So as long as the mirror dimension can be manipulated by certain people, all those realities line up. That's why we've been having a lot of Mandela effect. We've been having so much Mandela effect because that mirror realm has been accessed. Okay? It's been accessed. That's why we keep having all the Mandela effect. And think about what Mandela is. Mandela was thought to be dead. That's why they named it after him. Mandela was thought to be dead, then he was thought to be alive. Then that's why they named it the Mandela effect. And then the Mandela, if you look at a Mandela, the mandala, it's sacred geometry. And that is exactly what the mirror dimension is. It's a black hole. It is the sacred geometry. So interesting why they named it Mandela effect. So there you go. Ever since the Mandela effect started popping up, a lot of things have changed. If you're alive on both sides, because half the people think you're dead, and the other half the people think you're alive, and you caused it as the Mandela effect. Just like I think half the people think Berenstain Bears is spelled with an E, the other half thinks it's spelled with an A. So guess what? Those type of things pop up to show you something is different. Now, so those things pop up to show you that things are different. We're not in the same reality anymore. And it takes two separate hands to create the mirror dimension. You must have control over both hands. So Berenstain, right? Okay. So spellings are strange, but if you have none over here and none over here, guess what it is over here? It's still none. It's still none. Spelled backwards or forward. Mom over here, mom over there. Mom, dad. Same. Even how y'all spell it in the UK, mum. Still the same. Right? So, Looney Tunes used to be Looney Tunes. Exactly. iTunes. It sure did. So now it's TUNES. That means somebody musically went over there and changed it because they wanted it. It had nothing to do with no music. What cartoons got to do with music? Okay. It would be, look, Looney Tunes was a cartoon with an O-O-N. Cartoon. Who went over there and changed it to music tunes? Girl, we said at the same time. Yeah. That's how you know. It had the music. Hey, yes, your videos have been confirming so much. Thank you so much, Monique. Okay, Michael Jackson liked cartoons a lot. Do you remember that old movie, The Twilight Zone, where that kid could control stuff in his own universe? And he made he like kidnapped all them people and made them pretend that they were his family. He could control everything. He had access to the mirror universe. That's the same thing. That's what it is. So let's see what else changed. Corporate logos are being altered within minutes. I know. The Chase Bank got altered. The colors on it got altered. What else has been affected by the Mandela? Forrest Gump, Darth Vader. Hmm. What does Darth Vader say now? Didn't he used to say, Luke, I am your father? What does he say now on Star Wars? No. He don't say Luke anymore. So he don't want to claim him no more. No, I am your father. Somebody said, what? See, some people don't even know. Go look. Go try to find that line. You won't find it. Even in Forrest Gump. You remember how it said life is like a box of chocolates? It doesn't say that anymore. Go check. Y'all remember life is like a box of chocolates? It's not that. It doesn't say that anymore. So that an interview with a vampire. It was the vampire a long time ago. So the universe has been changed, whether you know it or not, whether you realize it or not. It's already been done. It's already been done. It's been sealed. Nobody can get back up in there unless they're balanced like that and they have the correct credentials. Mirror, mirror on the wall changed to magic mirror on the wall. Right. Kanye albums, West, did you say about it? I just said he was going to make a comeback real quick because he represents what do you call it? Christ being prisoned on Saturn, and he's about to make a comeback. He's about to return. The Forrest Gump changed. Luke, I'm your father changed. Interview with the Vampire changed. Personal memories, family. They say it didn't happen. So you have memories with your family and they don't even remember it happening. Wow. Really, life is like a box of chocolates. It's not there anymore. It's gone. It's different. It says life was like a box of chocolates. That means that life has been changed. It'd be cool to get all the examples of the Mandela effects and try to break them down, why they chose those certain things. There's a message in them. I know it. So life was like a box. The ones I know, I'm going to interpret it right now. So life was, that means life was like a box of chocolate. Luke means light. I am your father versus no. It sounds like a disciplinary right there. It sounds like you're teaching somebody a lesson right there. Like teaching them something that they didn't know. Not being nice, but being fierce. Okay. Chick-fil-A, yeah, Chick-fil-A sign changed. Berenstain. Now it's Berenstain, like it's a stain. Like you're a stain. A stain. You're dirty. Okay, I'm just getting what I get. What else? Chick without the K. Chick-fil-A. I don't know about that. Chick is a baby or a female. What that's spelled with a C, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And an N. Did it change to N? Okay, that means you're in the mirror dimension. I would say in instead of and. There's no longer two now, there's just one. When something changes from and to N, that means it's one now. And then the name of MJ's first Cirque du Soleil show after he died was One. You know, there's only one now. One universe. Fruit Loops to Fruit Hoops. I never heard about Fruit Hoops. What was the Fruit Loops thing? I think it was spelled, oh yeah, Fruit Loops. Okay, I got you. With the two O's. Okay. So yeah, Fruit Loops spelled with two O's now. Was it always spelled like that even from the 80s? Did you ever go back and look for an 80s cereal box online? Jiffy peanut butter. It's Jif. Uh-huh. So Jiffy is, does anybody remember Jiffy peanut butter? And Fruit Loops spelled with two O's from like the 80s? Or Captain Crunch and Captain? Somebody remembers Jiffy. Now it's Jif. It was never Jiffy. It was always Jif. So they took off the Y. And they say why? Okay, so they took off the Y and the F. They just left a Jif with two F's. Okay, dollar symbol used to have two lines down the middle instead of one. Wait. I never really paid attention to that because some people write it both ways always. Fruit Loops spelled with two O's, yes. But if you can find an old vintage cereal box from the 80s, does it say two O's still? Like if you go way back and try to look, will it still say that? Mm-hmm. Right. So when I bought Eco Styler gel, I can only find Eco Styler gel. What? Oh, style. And that must have changed too. I think every time you change something, something else changes too. Mm-hmm. Layla, is that door open? Can you close it? Thank you. So the Mandela effect probably has a lot to do with the mirror dimension. Okay. So and even on some like science fiction TV shows, I think Star Trek had a mirror dimension. Harry Potter was looking in that mirror. Harry Potter, remember? The only way you could access that mirror is if you were wanting the right thing. Remember when Dumbledore locked up something in the mirror, you had to have the correct reason to go through. Nobody else could get in. You have to have the correct reason to get through. And so the Sorcerer's Stone. Okay, exactly. The second sun in the sky. Yep. Uh-huh. There's going to be more stuff that's going to start appearing in the sky. The nun was whack. Well, the nun was symbolic of the mirror dimension and the trick of not being able to access it anymore on certain ends. Like there's no more influence from certain areas anymore. Their corruption was exposed and the influence is lost. they can no longer access certain realms or frequencies to have influence over the world anymore. It's over none. That's what that movie was basically saying. But they were tricked into doing it, which is cool because in the book of Enoch, it says the only way to trick with their own tricks. Trick them with their own tricks. Okay. So, and then it can't be reversed. It can't be reversed. It cannot be reversed. It's done. Shira, do you use? I don't track any books. Word spellings have changed. What's up with that? The mirror dimension changes it. Every time something changes, it affects everything. Berenstain was Berenstain. You're right. And you can't find any traces. Like I always tell the story. I bought Layla a Berenstain Bears book, and it said Berenstain with an E. And she remembers it. And she's a child. She remembers it spelled with an E too. And as soon as I learned, because it's all mental, okay? As soon as you learn about the Mandela effect, then you see all the changes. Before you learn about it, you don't see any of it. Think about this for a second. Before you knew about the Mandela effect, did you see anything? This part's gonna blow your mind. Did you ever notice any of the changes? Or did you hear about it? Did someone have to tell you? Did you have to find a video on it? Because before you knew it, you weren't in that dimension yet until you know it. So until you figure it out, like if you see it or if you know it, then you're in it. So we were looking for that book to prove it wrong. And the book was gone. We could not find the book. The book was on the shelf. And then the book disappeared. It was totally gone. And then 2 weeks later, it appeared again. It was there. And then it had the wrong spelling on it. It had the A on it. And Layla was just like in disbelief. She was in disbelief. It's like, this is not right. Put it back. And she wanted to put it back with a pen. And I was like, isn't that crazy how it disappeared? Someone had to tell you? Right. So it is shocking. And once you find out, it's like, you don't know what to think. It's like, but then you just like, oh, well, back to normal life. Because like not enough has changed. But there's some people that's saying, oh, this is not my husband anymore. Or, I used to have kids. Now I don't have kids. So could you imagine that? Wow. I don't even know what dimensions I'm on. Your best friend is a ghost. They put the truth in a lot of children in sci-fi movies. Yeah. So your crystals disappear and come back. Yep. Space Force, Starship Troopers, MIB. Yep. All those movies tell a lot of stuff. Like, let me tell you guys something. Most of the people in Hollywood, they know. They put it in every movie almost. And it's hidden in the symbolism. And you have to understand certain things. You got to know certain texts. Like you got to know what this is. You got to know the emerald tablets. You have to know alchemy. You have to know symbolism. And then you can interpret every movie that Hollywood ever produces into the future, forever and ever. That's why I said this is the stuff you got to get first, and your veil will be lifted. That's why I say you can't do the shortcuts. You gotta learn. And these books ain't even that long. Y'all act like the book is this thick. No, look how thin this book is. And they have it on audio. The Emerald Tablets is probably half this. Like that. It's not like y'all have to read a thick old book. And most of the knowledge is in there that you need to know to interpret all this stuff. They even have audio book. You don't even have to know how to read anymore. Okay, this is what they're doing. They want you to get this information. You don't even have to know how to read anymore to get the knowledge. Come on. So once you do that, you'll be able to when you won't be able to watch a movie the same ever again. Like ever. You told your friend he had a false memory and now it makes sense. Yeah. Language is so cool. Yep. You saw Saturn in the background of Love audiobooks, like of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Yeah, they used to be the sun, and they said it's supposed to come back as the sun. So, will Saturn be our sun again? hmm Um, you remember him having a tail? Where? Curious George, and now they're saying Smurfs didn't have tails, and now they do. Curious George, tail or no tail. Pikachu's tail has changed in Pokemon. Black sun is the subconscious. No, black sun is also more than that. I mean, that's the psychological side of it. But there's three aspects to everything: the psychological or the mental, the spiritual, and the physical. Okay, remember there's three sides of it. Y'all gotta think three sides. You can't have the number. The three is very important. So if you have that and you put it in every aspect, the black sun would represent what? Christ, Jesus, Saturn. Saturn's color is black. The ring around Saturn, the ring around Jesus's head, the ring of thorns. The position of Saturn on Easter, the year that they said that Jesus died, was in the crucifix, and Saturn was the head with the crown around it. Y'all saw my video. Horus, exactly. Horus, Jesus, black. Then Amun Ra took his spot as the sun. You look up the Eye of Ra and the Eye of Horus, they are mirror images of each other. It's the mirror. And he was tricked. But when Horus tricks Ra, it cannot be reversed because Ra came from the left. And once you get the right, it can't be switched back. Just like I showed you with the example of the mirror dimension. Especially if people think you're dead, and half the people think you coming back, and half the people think you live, just like Jesus. Remember when he on the Da Vinci Code, it's like, oh, he moved to Paris or he moved to France with Mary Magdalene, and they got married. Oh, he died on the cross. Oh no, he went back to the. They don't know where he was, so he was there. He was, fictitiously, whatever you want to believe. So when you're alive or dead, and people don't know if you're alive or dead in this universe, you exist and you're alive on both at the same time. Both at the same time. Just like if okay, here's a good example with the Mandela effect. If nobody cares how something was spelled or ever noticed how anything was spelled, would they notice it was changed during the Mandela effect? If nobody ever paid attention to something and it slightly changed in the Mandela effect, would they even realize it? No. Or if it was spelled more than one way, like color, you know how color is spelled COLOR or COLUR, depending if it's like the European spelling, or if someone went by two names, then you know how Tupac spelled his name with a TUPOK, PAK, and then he sometimes spelled it with a T, the letter, the number 2, and then Pac. Yeah, see? If you can spell your name and look, Michael Jackson had two names too, Michael Joe Jackson and Michael Joseph Jackson. Yeah, see? So that's Do I believe in dark matter as that astrophysicists have discovered that holds the universe together is God? Um, do I believe that? It is the God particle, okay? The God particle. They only just discovered it. I mean, they didn't create it, they just discovered it. It was been there already. Okay. I think Prince talked about chemtrails, not sure about Mandela effect. Yeah, chemtrails is a whole nother story, but we'll get into that later. Um, I saw the ex-leader of Navy SEALs there as well. Hmm? The artist formerly known as Prince. Hmm. They can't create it, which is why their entire fake crap is falling apart. Shelley. It's already been recreated through the mirror. Through the mirror. Hmm. They can't. Yeah, it's yeah. You're correct. Since I have been taking the elixir drops, my gray hair is returning to black. Good for you. I'm getting younger. It's an anti-aging um as well. Hmm. Okay, Boone would be able to answer questions regarding Christ that are known fact to both angels and demons. Angels and Demons. That was a book, the second book after the Da Vinci Code. Y'all remember how Da Vinci did all his art in the mirror with mirror effect? And he wrote in mirror writing. Hmm. That's why they had that Mona Lisa painting in the back of the ape video. The mirror, they'd already know what's going to happen. They'd already know. And listen, this is crazy. Um, when Jay-Z was on doing some summer tour a long time ago, and he had came out with that song, It's a Hard Knock Life. It's a hard knock life for us. From the movie Annie, and he did like his rap with it. That's when MJ was very interested in recruiting Jay-Z because he made that song. And that song is very significant, okay, because Annie represents something as well. So, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? You've been hit by a smooth criminal? Annie is talking about the woman, the spirit that recognizes the temple, that recognizes she's a spirit. Okay, Lilith, Sophia, the goddess. And that's why he's saying, Annie, are you okay? Annie, are you okay? You've been hit by a smooth criminal. Like you've been tricked, you've been lied on, your reputation has been ruined, A, B, C, and D. So when he heard Jay-Z make that song with the background, it says, instead of treated, we get kicked. It's the hard knock life. So he kind of merged, the two together, hip hop lifestyle, and it was probably done unconsciously, but that means the influence is there. So he went and grabbed him up and taught him all that good stuff and told him, okay, now you can go out and put it in all the songs and stuff. So, they all work together because the music industry, they have a lot of symbolism in their craft. Okay. So that's why he's always talking about summers and, I'm talking summers, right? MJ on the phone, MJ at Summer Jam, Obama on the text. That he's always about bragging about his connections. So he's part of the whole thing. And the funny thing is that now that I know all of this stuff and all the other stuff behind it, There's so much more hidden knowledge that I didn't even know like 2 weeks ago that's just coming out everywhere. Um, mhm. Okay. Yeah. So good stuff, right? So the Nun movie is good. It's good as a good scary movie, but most people won't get it. Like, I mean, most people will get it how they want you to get it. But if you know all this stuff, then you'll get the real message behind it. The nun was actually good. Like the evil chick was actually good, and her secret plan worked. And it was so secret, the people in the movie didn't even get it. Okay. So, yeah, he was studying the occult. He was a follower of Dr. York. Yep, 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 yep. He's a Freemason too. Mm-hmm. True. Mm-hmm. Our original world has ended. We live in a parallel universe. That's right. Here we are. Um, right. And the cool thing about music and musicians is music accesses both sides of your brain at the same time. So you're able to merge the idea and influence a lot stronger than any other way. Okay. Mm-hmm. The Mandela effect would actually happen. A lot of stuff. Just go on YouTube and just type it in and go watch all those videos. You're gonna be like lost. You're not gonna be lost, but you're gonna be like, you're gonna feel lost, like lost in space. Okay. Some people don't even like talking about it because it disturbs them that much to be even reminded about it. I haven't read Dune or seen the movies, original Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, yeah, look, Twin Peaks, the mirror. Mhm. Even if you read the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Gospels of Thomas, I said this earlier, it talks about when the man becomes like the woman, and the right hand becomes like the left hand, and the right foot becomes like the left foot. Y'all remember ever reading that part? That's the mirror universe. Yeah. Hmm. Let's see. And let's see. Those weren't in the Bible. They were taken out or never put in. Oh, here it goes. I'll read it to you. Oh my gosh. Okay, it says, where did I write it down somewhere? Basically, it's talking about watching two babies nurse or two babies nurse. And then, okay, Jesus sees two infants being suckled. He tells his disciples that these infants are like those who enter the kingdom. Then his disciples asked, "So we have to be children to enter the kingdom?" And he was like, um, "It was a code for twin mirror images. Women got two boobs, and it was two babies, and you hold each baby like this, and if you go like that, it's the same. It's the opposite. It's the mirror." I said, "Women have two." So it was the mirror image of itself, two boobs. And so they were like, huh? They didn't get it. And then so he had to keep on explaining when the two are one, you know, when the right becomes as the left and the soul outside of the body, and the male becomes as the female, and da 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 da. So people were confused. They didn't realize that it was the mirror universe that is the kingdom to be able to create. Okay. So read the Gospel of Thomas and read that part. You'll be like, I think it's chapter 24. Or something like that. Yeah. All right. You said Bruce Jenner. Mm-hmm. Bruce Jenner then created his wave straight up out of that accident. Or he killed somebody. He just it's like, oh, let me go into the kingdom real quick. Praying ain't enough, baby. Let me go switch universe. Even on the show Steven Universe, when they merge and they like Steven and that chick merged, and he became this woman. Anyway, crazy. I don't know. Mad Men. I don't watch that show. I'm sorry. Do you believe we are all incarnates of a deity or a spirit? I think some are deities and some are spirits. I think it depends on. I don't. Let me go close the door. My kids never close it. They get on my nerves. So I think it's both. Because they can come and go. We can come and go as we please. So, especially now. So I feel like, yeah, there's some that's awake, some are. It's just like, okay. It's just like some are still asleep, some are awake, some know the back of their hand, some been here before. It's a mix. It's a big mix. Right. It's a big mix. And there's some that are just not, there's just some that's just not waking up at all. You just gotta take care of them. You gotta just drag them. Just like on that movie, Rise of the Apes, when Caesar got real smart and he wanted them other monkeys to wake up. So he went and stole some of that stuff that made them smart in that canister. It was like a gas. And he threw it. And y'all remember that movie? And he threw it so all the other monkeys could wake up and get smart with him. And they started making plans to escape. But along the way, they went and got the monkeys out the zoo who weren't smart, but they got them anyway. And they said, come on, y'all, let's go. And so the monkeys from the zoo, they didn't care. They just knew they were free and they was going to follow whoever freed them and, help them out, whatever. They didn't have to know anything. They just like, oh, this look okay. This looks right. So the poor thing. It's like those monkeys were like, we don't care. We're stupid, but we're going to follow the smart ones. Okay. So there's going to be some that's not fully awake, some that are awake, some that are way more advanced. Okay. That's a good movie too. Y'all should watch that. Sasha was watching it me and Sasha was watching that movie last night and was crying. She was crying. Mm-hmm. The X-Files. I used to watch those when I was younger. I saw the recent movie too. Always disappointing at the end. But they were good. What's your goal? Oh, good job. Did you close that door? Thank you. Mm-hmm. You're stepping away from religion thanks to me? Well, that's good because religion will have you tricked. And it'll teach you how to decode all of that the correct way. That way you could still, and since you know it already, Oh, you're already ahead of the game since you know the religion already. You now once you learn the other things like alchemy, symbolism, and you read the Emerald Tablets, you'll be able to decode all of that and see where you were being lied to at. Exactly. Um, so, any Halloween plans? I don't know. What do you want to do for Halloween, Sash? Trick or treat? Or we're going to have our own personal party?
We have costume contests,
Mm-hmm.
but we can't vote for ourselves, of course.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to do for Halloween?
Whatever you want to be.
I want to be a creepy doll. Maybe I can be a zombie. No, creepy doll.
A zombie. Man, just meditate and be alone with yourself. Write down your thoughts at least a week and just really get in touch with who you are. Hmm. That's great, but knowing the knowledge is the key. That's the key. Um, you gave your girlfriend the Plan B smoothie. Yeah, you know, LOL. Well, at least you know. Shoot, you can't. If you can't feed your baby, then don't have a baby. And don't think maybe if you can't feed your baby. Okay. And you said girlfriend, not wife. Still, I guess we are in the mirror dimension now. These guys are starting to. But see, Plan B pill ain't really nothing. Like she don't even know if she's pregnant. Hmm. You just ate a Snickers ice cream bar. Let me transmute the guilt real quick. Yeah, that's calcium, girl. That's calcium. That's vitamins and calcium. That's vitamin D. And chocolate is anti-aging. It's an antioxidant. There you go. You good. Oh, and thank you, Shira, for opening my eyes on religion. A lot of the stuff you said, I don't want to believe at first, but it's true. Yeah, that's the cool thing about everything that I'm saying is you can back it up in astrophysics. Go find Neil deGrasse Tyson. He'll back it up for me. I'm trying to tell you. Go study the black hole. Go study gamma rays. Go study Saturn. Go study Saturn's rings. Go study Planet X, aka Planet 9. Mhm. I'm not into witchcraft, but damn you. Well, thank you. Oh, and it does talk about witchcraft in the book of Enoch. You know what it says? It says those who used witchcraft and A, B, C, and D. It kind of says it both ways. It says, but then you will have the power over the witchcraft in the mirror dimension that other people had over you. So the power, now you will possess that power, as well as the other sciences and things like that. So alchemy, science, witchcraft, all of it. Now you try to manifest and do spell work. Now it should be better, but you got to be using it for the betterment of yourself. Okay, and other people that are in your life. So that's why, yeah. Mhm. You got to be balanced when you're doing it. Like that means you can't be over emotional. That's why your spells don't work because you don't know what you want. And you know, a lot of people are crying. One day they're happy, one day they're sad. One day they're calling me, "Oh, don't do the curse. We made up." Because you're too emotional. You know. So if you're an over emotional person or a person that gets angry super fast, you're not balanced. You ain't balanced. Your stuff ain't gonna work right. So you got to get balanced. This book, the Book of Enoch, you can listen to this for free on audiobook online on YouTube. I just like having the words so I can really see as well and decode it. I've been decoding it. How do you get balance? Become a master of self. Control everything about yourself. What you do, how you feel. Put your priorities in the correct order. Be the cause of your life instead of dealing with the effects that occur because you don't act according to what results you want. You know what I'm saying? Most people live life randomly. Okay? Most people live a random life. If everything you do, you visualize the result first, you will not make as many mistakes. You will not have reasons to get mad. You will have less to regret. You will have less to be angry about. You will have less to be emotional about because before you act, you see your result if you should do this act. It's called the law of cause and effect. So instead of reacting to, let's say, your boyfriend texting some other chick and you seeing it in your phone, you stop and think, okay, this is how you get to the mirror. Okay. This is how you trick. This is how you use the trick. Okay. You stop and think, well, if I get mad at my boyfriend for texting this chick and I go off and go crazy and he gets mad and A, B, C, and D, and, you know, all these things are going to have a ripple effect. But if you don't do nothing and you wait and see what's really going on and you gather your emotions and you calm down and then you say, you know, you go find you another man, you get you a nice place. You have, you know, when he's at work one day or whatever, you pack all your stuff and just be gone when he get home. The next thing he knows is he's all alone and you're with somebody better, and that's it. You know, no bad effects. You know, best revenge is secret revenge. The revenge that hurts the most is when you don't even care anymore. Okay, so. Now let's think of the alternate reality. You go crazy, you throw stuff, break his stuff, you know, call the chick on the phone, may cause him to get in trouble with the law. Now he in jail and now you don't got no child support, you can't pay the rent, you know, all of that stuff. Now your life really sucks. Okay, now you pregnant, you know, all of that. All you have to do is calm your nerves and make your master plan without emotion, but with strategy. That's how you work on the mirror universe with strategy. You can't be emotional and be a creator. Chi, close that door. Yeah. So yeah, silence, move in silence, use strategy. Control your emotions, control your anger. Don't react, plan. That way your reaction can be an act. Like, oh, really? You know, instead of a reaction for real. Right. Yeah, I was just using that as an example. It could be anything. It could be your boss getting on your nerves at work. Instead of, I quit, I can't stand this job anymore. You could have already had a better job or start your own business working at home if you know you hate your boss, you know, instead of being evicted in 2 months because you can't find a job. So wherever you are, you know. So that's all I'm saying. Think before you act, basically. Use strategy. That's become a master of yourself. If you can't control yourself, you can't control or manipulate anything else. Okay. And also remember, as you're trying to control other things are going to want to try to control and manipulate you as well. And if you are a master of yourself and if you're in control of your emotions, whatever they try to do and to come at you, you're not going to react to it the way they want you to. Okay. And sometimes you need to act a little bit out of character to catch them off guard so that they can redo their plan and then go back to your original plan. Why? Because you got to throw people off sometimes. So you got to be a self master. Mm-hmm. I, mhm. Yeah. So just be a self master. Don't let people affect how you behave. Do not let people affect how you behave. Crowley explains all this. Yeah. Crowley just stole a bunch of stuff from Thoth. My mom and I argued about this earlier. She started crying because of my new lack of empathy. I am becoming a psychopath. Um, Psychopath or sociopath. There's a difference. Psychopath is someone that would actually commit murder. A sociopath is someone who's more socially uh, awkward. So for me, I think it's you're becoming stronger, and you're not letting things bother you. And she still is. You know, she hadn't mastered herself yet. Maybe you should teach her. You know, if some words gonna make you cry, I'm sorry, you're not a self master. Okay, if words gonna make you tear up, you're not a master of self. Okay, you gotta take those words and turn them around and throw them back. You gotta use those words for your benefit. Like, okay, and what? So, you know, you can't. You can't take it personally. It weighs you down. Uh, it weighs down your frequency. So you can't be sensitive like that. Hmm. You're called insensitive. Exactly. I call myself, what do I call it? Numb. I call it numb. Oh, I'm numb. I'm numb to all of that. Like, this is funny. Like, it's so funny because Sasha's sitting up there crying at the movie, one of the movies that we're watching. I'm like, is it that sad? Sometimes I do cry in movies though, but not like over emotional things in real life. Right. Okay. Well, thank y'all for watching the video. I'm gonna go now, but mhm. How to remove demons from a Ouija board. What do you mean remove them? They don't just live in a Ouija board. Sasha, close the door. Close my door. Right. Just give the Ouija board away if you believe it's possessed. I don't like demons. Don't bother me. They really don't have, like, seriously, like they don't really have too much power. You're a higher being than a demon. So the only thing demons can really do is scare you into believing that they have power over you. That's it. So that's why I said the more you learn, the less you fear. And Sasha was like, that movie wasn't even scary to me because I saw the symbolism in it. And so it wasn't scary at all. I'm like, yeah, a lot of this knowledge has ruined horror movies for me too. Like I'm not scared of them anymore because I know what the meaning of them are. And it's nothing like what the scary part is even about. hmm So, like demons are like roaches. Okay? You could stomp them. They're lower than you. Yeah, they've been around forever, and their energy, they'll probably be around after, but they're not really. They can't really do nothing to you. Okay. Layla did not want to go to the movies. She did not want to see the Nun. I think she's a little scary. Um. hmm So yeah. Scientology. Yeah, Scientology. Some of that stuff is okay, but when they come to the cult part, it's a little crazy. And the ending knowledge, she couldn't handle it. Uh-huh. What did you get from Indiana Jones and the pyramids? In the pyramids. Um, which one was that? Was that like with the Ark of the Covenant? I have to. She wanted to chill. What? Yeah, she didn't want to go. Um, Crystal Skulls. Oh yeah, that was a good one too. hmm She disintegrated. And she said, "I want to know everything." Then she disintegrated. Okay, so the eyes, Chico, they never lie. Anyway, well, thank you. Okay, serious question. Okay, then I gotta go. What's the question? Womb power. Well, women are connected to the universe because they allow souls into this realm, of course. Do you believe in numerology for houses? I don't really. You can change a lot of stuff around. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's numbers are good. You could add. You can use numerology to um, decode things. Yes, definitely. hmm Um, mhm. Y'all, thank you, creative goddess. You helped me a lot. Thank you. So here's the thing. I'm no longer doing certain spells anymore. I put it on my Facebook. I'm only doing three type of spells. So don't even like, and I'm not doing them every week either because I feel like, yeah, sometimes I need a break. But I'm only doing money spells, curses, and attraction or lust spells. No love spells. No all of that other kind of junk spells because a lot of those spells are devaluing yourselves as people. Okay, so I'm no longer doing those types. Okay, I'm tired of seeing them. Okay, hey, I'm about to end it. I gotta go do some spells actually.
Yay, because I need you to do something.
What?
Let me back into my
All right. I think it's this one, Sasha. Okay. How do you ground yourself after being so spiritually involved? Y'all don't even want to know.
It's torturous.
How do I ground myself, Sasha?
You don't know. When we were watching the movie, I told you to break it down after you still.
I kept breaking the movie down. I have to go do something really mundane, like watch stupid videos or comedy or read emails. What was that? Oh, mosquito.
Mosquito by mosquito. Mosquito by mosquito. There was like a spider thing on the wall. Long legs, but it was not daddy long legs. It was like long.
You said get out. Get out. I don't really go out anymore at night. Like,
I thought they meant the movie.
oh yeah, that's a funny movie. But no, I don't like go out that much. Very rarely do I go out, right, Sasha?
Yeah, barely.
Last time I went out was what? I took you to the Beyonce and Jay-Z concert, you and Layla.
Also, we went to the movie theater.
Oh yeah, we just went out to the movies.
Yeah. Where did you want to go? Because she sounds scared. You can't break it down like
You break them down too much. You can't watch them either.
what's known, what's not known. People are scared of the not known, but when they know it, they're not scared of it. Like, you know that there's no monster under your bed anymore.
There's no more monster under the bed. Darn it.
Unless it's Rico.
Unless it's a dog.
Not saying dogs are bad, just Rico. Or Velvet.
Yeah.
Eating lizards.
Right. So, yeah, Sasha's not scared of that many things anymore, are you?
I used to.
She knows too much to be afraid of stuff. Like, she's not afraid of any type of ghost. What else aren't you afraid of? The dark. She's not afraid of the dark at all.
There's one thing I'm afraid of.
Roaches.
You too, Mom.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think most people are scared of those. I don't know.
There's no spiritual meaning to it. Mom, you want to break down a roach for me? You won't be scared of roaches anymore.
I already wrote down roach. Roach is disgusting.
Roaches are disgusting. Here, the bacteria jumped on my neck.
But the only good thing about them, symbolically, is that they're strong and they don't die. They multiply. So your fears don't die, they multiply if you're afraid of roaches.
Just like in the other house in the room, I've been like, the Roachbuster!
You have your own channel? Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. I will look further into it. Okay. All right, y'all. So we're signing off. Y'all have a good night. Happy Saturday. All right. Bye.